Hey you guys, so today we're going to pick up the rest of the reading. We're on date idea 4, and we're just going to read a little bit more. I will be back with this book, Lord's Will, next week. I just kind of wanted to start it I just kind of wanted to start it this week for you guys because we were going to pretty much be closing it out like I mentioned in prior videos. September, which will be here before we blink. So date 4 says driveway date, and let me tell you guys this one, like the symbols, I have to go all the way in the front because that's where they have it at. So this one would be little to no cost, little to no effort, and pure romance. Okay, so driveway date. This is a great date for those couples who have kids in the house and find little to no time to themselves. Take your favorite beverages and snacks and go out to your car. If you park your car in the garage, back the car out, sit in the back seat, and enjoy some conversation with each other. If you have a truck, take some pillows with you, put a blanket down, and lie down in the truck bed. Look at your life together. Identify the circumstances, whether it be work, kids, committees, hobbies, etc., that get in the way of you spending time together on a regular basis. Talk about ways you can prioritize making time together. So closer to God says, write down the circumstances you identified that get in the way of making your time together a priority. Write down ways you can make this time a priority. Put a date down for your next time together. Closer to God, and let us not neglect our meeting together as some people do, but encourage one another, especially now that the day of his return is drawing near. And that's from Hebrews 10:25. And then the prayer says, Lord, help us not neglect our relationship. Remind us that this relationship is priority number 1 only after our relationship with you. And then it has the highlights of the date, that you can put the highlights of the date there. And the date tip says, due to busy schedules, the average married couple spends just 4 minutes a day alone together. And this is from the fact retriever down here. I'm not going to read it, but I'll just put it here so you guys can see. That's like a reference point. Okay, so they spend 4 minutes a day alone together. Our friends Brandice and Trevor have figured out a very practical solution to this problem. They are the couple who gave us the driveway date. So when you go on your date, ask each other how much time you really spend alone together. No screens, no devices, just you two. Okay, you guys, so date 5, this idea is farm fresh, and it's going to be under $50, some effort, and it's going to be some romance factor. Okay, find a local farmer's market. Take your recyclable bags and head to the market. Decide what would be a good meal to prepare with local veggies and other ingredients. In addition to vegetables, some farmer markets have locally made soups, soaps, baked goods, honey, and flowers. Take your time perusing all your market has to offer. Get the fresh ingredients to go home and cook a fabulous meal together. Maybe purchase some flowers to adorn your dinner table. Talk about and plan out the meal you are about to make together. Decide who will do what as you make dinner. Who will take care of the protein? Who will cook the vegetables? Who will get the dishes out and arrange the flowers? Who will clean up? So let's talk about closer together. How did you cook the meal? What was it? Consider recording the recipe here. How did you decide who did what as you made dinner? Was there much negotiation, or did you both just fall into what you do best? Closer to God. Then God said, I give you every seed-bearing plant on the face of the whole earth, and every tree that has fruit with seed in it. They will be yours for food. And to all the beasts of the earth, and all the birds in the sky, and all the creatures that move along the ground, everything that has the breath of life in it, I give every green plant for food. And it was so. And that's from Genesis 1:29-30. And then the prayer says, Lord, may we be good stewards of all you have given us in food and in our abilities to cook. And then you guys can put the highlights of the date. One way. Close your eyes and imagine the juicy goodness of a fresh, red, ripe tomato or the fresh crunch of sweet corn as you bite into it. Fresh fruit and vegetables are hard to beat in flavor and goodness. Summertime in Michigan, where we live, is a haven of fresh vegetables and fruit of all kinds. You can find roadside stands and farmers markets in almost every town in the state. Wednesdays and Saturdays in our little town will find us at the farmers market. We have our favorite vendors for sweet corn, tomatoes, cucumbers, and whatever else might be in season. We will also make a day of it and go to Traverse City during cherry season or the west side of the state for Red Haven peaches. Okay, and we're going to close with this date, date 6, More Than Dinner Out. And let me tell you guys about this one. Bear with me 1 second because I have to go back to the front. It's going to look a little blurry and a little close for like 1 second. Okay, so More Than Dinner Out, guys, this is going to be over $50. It's going to be much effort, and it's going to be a great romance factor. Okay, so deciding where to go for a dinner date is always a challenge. You probably both have differing favorite restaurants and types of food you enjoy most. In addition to that, one of you probably always says, "I don't care," when faced with the question, "Where shall we go for dinner?" Tonight, make her decide where to go for dinner. No, I don't care aloud. Over dinner, discuss little ways you can honor each other. For example, filling a coffee cup in the morning, filling the gas tank when empty, holding a door, letting him go play 18 holes, like golf, letting her go to an evening painting class, or vice versa. Write down the little ways you are each going to honor each other in your relationship. This is the closer together. Closer to God. Be devoted to one another in love. Honor one another above yourselves. That's from Romans 12:10. And then a prayer says, "Lord, help us to put the other before ourselves. As we honor each other, may we also honor you." And then you guys can leave the highlights of the date. And we're going to close with this one way on page 24. I, Laura, am the queen of I don't care. It stems from the fact that I am a middle child. We are the peacemakers in the family. According to Dr. Kevin Leman, author of the Birth Order book, middle children make the best spouses because they are used to keeping the peace in the family and are pretty easygoing. No matter the decision, where to eat, what to do next, where to go, I will respond with I don't care, and usually I don't. However, this is very frustrating for my type A, driven husband to accept. He has an opinion about everything. Therefore, I have learned to answer the question with what I desire to do. If I really don't care, I tell him that, but add, "What about you? Do you have any suggestions?" Then I decide based on his suggestions. So guys, I'm going to put a pin here. We're going to pick up with this book next week. Let me just go back to the contents. Let me just show you guys this again. And then I'm going to go back to the contents so you guys can see what we'll be picking up like next weekend over September. So so far we talked about getting started. I did go over the contents with you guys in the very first video of this video, letting you guys know the different type of dates. We've read Picnic Under the Stars, It's Game Night, Let's Go on a Treasure Hunt, Driveway Date, Farm Fresh, More Than Dinner Out. And then we're going to be picking up like this, Biking with a Purpose, Planning Equals Anticipation. I'll just keep it here like this with you guys. So we're going to be picking up pages 25 on down. And I do try to leave under each video like what we talked about that video, what was like the cost, the romance factor, the effort, the pages, and like the main key points. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. You guys be blessed and have a great day.